Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another cast from the Last Player Standing Open StarCraft 2 tournament? Yeah, double twos there, just because it's the open number 2 for StarCraft 2. Because 2s are a fantastic number. What I have here today is a game between sGmHyu. I'm sure that stands for Clan Dag. I'm really actually not sure what the clan's official name is though. Not a clue. And Hugh, well, it has no particular meaning to me, but maybe it means something in Korean. Maybe it's just his actual name. Nobody knows. Well, he knows, but, you know, I don't. And he is spawning as the dark blue Zerg in the top left corner of GSL Crevasse here today. In the bottom right, we have Kerchi, whose real name, I found out, is BBoongBBoongPrime. It's very difficult to pronounce because it's got two B's next to each other. But he's a member of the Prime clan anyhow, and he's a Korean player, well, player from the Korean server anyhow, and that is, Kerchi is just, I guess, his North American account, which they also make one, so I guess Bong didn't work out. Maybe it was just too many characters, who knows. So, given that the map is GSL Crevasse, we can probably expect to see a fast expansion out of both of them. They might go pool first just because of the way Zerg vs. Zerg is. You tend to see a lot of early innings, but actually it would appear that Kerchi is heading up for his first expansion here. Very quick, drop that down on 15 supply, looks like. And whereas sGmHyu decided to go pool first. Just more of a stylistic choice than anything else. Having this expansion out first will give you a slight advantage if you can be sure to have enough Zerglings out to contain this ramp right here and prevent the enemy Zerglings from getting a full-on attack into your base. If they kill a queen, you know, that's just a horrible setback at this point in the game. It would appear that Hugh is actually opening on a full one base play, given he took this extractor, going for quick speedling I would expect. Building up a few minerals here, so it may be just for getting a queen and some Zerglings, which it appears to be. And his starting his metabolic boost, but he is not actually taking an expansion, which is a very odd thing to see from a Zerg on this map, given it's so bit large and such an easily defended expansion. I would guess from this point he's planning on putting on some early pressure. However, with how long it's going to take him to get to Kerchi's base, and he hasn't actually scouted where Kerchi is yet. He has an Overlord heading across the base right here, and it's like halfway across the map. It's going to take forever. It's not going to give him a scout in the time that he needs. However, there's no speed on the way at all for Kerchi. In fact, he is not even... he has now taken an extractor just now. Started it. And now Hugh has decided to take his expansion, which is on, I guess that would have been 21 supply, 22 supply, which is really late expansion. They very rarely will you see a Zerg do that. However, well, I mean, in a normal matchup it is fairly common, simply because this is JSL Crevasse, though. Not as common of a play. Queen just popped out here for Kerchi, and as did the other one. Getting that larvae coming out and starting that creep spread. The reason he would opt for the creep tumor rather than the spawn larvae in this point would just simply because he doesn't have enough income to support extra larvae on both bases. So going for that quick creep spread makes sense, especially since he appears to be dropping a Roche Warren now. Roaches are very slow until they get that speed upgrade, which is not available until after layer as it is. Therefore, placing you fairly, it gives you a bit of an advantage over the speed Zerglings to be able to move and have this extra creep spread around. This queen just seems to be up here to block the ramp. There doesn't appear to be any aggression coming out of Hugh, even though he got those quick Zerglings. He also appears to be going for a quick +1 attack. Maybe he's going for some Zergling pressure, which is often a good idea, but with these 4 roaches coming out for Kerchi here, Kerchi's just he's looking pretty solid right now. I mean, they're both in very close positions, as you would expect for this point in the game from players at this level. Just Kerchi's decision to go for that quicker hatch, as well as getting the quick roaches, and now with the Spinecrawler, he should be able to force essentially any Zergling harass to be mostly useless. Roaches, they can tank a whole lot of damage from these little guys, and they can keep going. And having a small encounter here, he needs to get these roaches up front here, getting some fire on those Zerglings. We'll be able to clean this up very quickly with the help of that Spinecrawler. and it appears that he just lost a few Zerglings, nothing too large. The +1 is not yet finished for Hugh, but is very close to. Got another 50 seconds or so. Enough time to get a bunch more Zerglings on the field, but if he just keeps producing roaches, got that +1 missile on the way now too. But with just roaches and these 2 queens and this Minecrawler, I don't personally see any Zergling attacks being very useful at all for quite some time. We now see Hugh getting a quick third. Very quick given that he took such a late natural expansion. I think he realized now that Kerchi has actually been up on one base up on him for quite some time. And he's just decided that, hey, I need to catch up. I need to get a little bit more ahead than I am. I'm not really... He's a little bit behind in the supply count, as you can see. It's not a large difference, but it is still there. And if we go to the unit counting station, we're seeing 28 drones to the 38 of Kerchi, and that is the big difference. Both players are looking at a fairly good income at the moment, I believe, but Kerchi definitely has the overall advantage at the moment. If you pull up this income tab, Kerchi, yes, definitely killing the gas for sure, as he appears to be on 3 geysers, as Hugh is on just finished dropping 2 at the same time. So he's just about... This will even out very, very soon here as he saturates these geysers, but I'm interested to see how this will turn out because it is still overall in this advantage for Kerchi. Nope. Wrong key. Fantastic. Either way, we're seeing an another Evo chamber coming out for Hugh. Roach speed, Hydralisk Den, and a bunch of Zerglings, just a whole bunch of things, and Zergling speed, all coming out for Kerchi at the same time here. Looks just to be looking to power right now. He is at the moment though behind on this third base. Seeing a small encounter with Zerglings here, backing up these roaches to the Spinecrawler, not really much damage at all taken. Maybe a roach or 2 lost at the cost of quite a few Zerglings though, so overall, not a bad trade. Lair is finished now for Kerchi, as it has been for quite some time, given the upgrades and the Hydralisks and whatnot. 9 roaches on the way, so he appears to be going heavy into his roach right now. Given that he's seen nothing but Zerglings out of Hugh, as that is all Hugh can actually make at the moment, it's perfectly logical to go for many more roaches, because, well, why not? You have the advantage right there. +2 and +1 armor coming on through for sGmHyu. We are seeing that these roaches are now +1 attack on their ranged weapon. So it'll be interesting to see. It seems to be pushing out with a bunch of Zerglings and a bunch of roaches coming on up the field. More of them already out here. And I believe Zergling speed just now finished. He is down on that melee attack. Zerglings are just 0-0 as opposed to the 1-0 upgrades of sGmHyu. Who's also getting infestors on the way now. Pathogen glands coming through. Anything. We're seeing small encounter going on here. Kerchi definitely has the advantage. He has these roach numbers. And he's now pushing up into the base, I guess, just to prevent further reinforcements. With 12 more roaches on the way, he's looking to commit a fair bit to this attack. Makes sense. He has more than double the supply of Hugh. He was in some big trouble here. I'm not entirely sure how he's going to recover from this. That's a lot of roaches, a lot more on the way, and he's just overall out macroed right now. And so there comes the GG. He was out of the game, and it was an excellent game. The first in this best of 3 series between these 2 Zerg players. And yeah, basically all there was to say about that. Kerchi out-macroed him in the beginning, went for that early hatch, and it paid off very handsomely. Early hatch, early roaches, and all Hugh had were Ling, which really don't handle the roaches all that well. Well, be sure to check out both our channel, Gaming Canucks, on YouTube, and the website for this particular tournament, lastplayerstanding.com. I will be back very soon with the continuation of this series. I'll see you then.